Alright, in this video we're going to pit the iRobot Roomba 980 against the Roomba 960. The fight's going to go something like this. Round 1, list price. Round 2, the various features. Round 3, specifications. Round 4, what's in the box. And round 5, Amazon reviews. So I'm going to go through and list any kind of common issues that came up in the Amazon reviews, whether they were good or bad. So let's get started. All right, round 1 is list price. The Roomba 960 weighs in at $699 and the 980 comes in at $899. Both of them have a 1-year limited warranty, but you do need to make sure to buy them from an official vendor. The links in the description of this video are to the official iRobot Amazon listings for both of these vacuums, so you can be sure to get the warranty. This round is pretty easy. We have to give it to the 960. Next round is features. Now both the 980 and the 960 use the brand new iAdapt 2.0 navigation with visual localization. What that means is they have cameras and sensors, and they navigate by developing a map and then developing a cleaning routine that's very systematic and very deliberate. This is different than the previous versions of the Roombas where they were more or less random in their approach to navigation. They differ in the cleaning system itself. The Roomba 960 uses the AeroForce 3-stage cleaning system, and the 980 uses the AeroForce cleaning system with Power Boost. The difference here is basically power. They use the same dual brush design, but the 980 is more powerful. In fact, it is 5 times more powerful than the Roomba 960. They both can be connected to the Wi-Fi. They both have an app where you can schedule cleanings remotely. They both have Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant capability for voice control. They both have the virtual wall barriers for barricades. These are the things that you set up by doors to prevent the Roomba from going in that room. The difference here is that the 960 only includes one of those virtual wall barriers and the 980 includes 2 of them. They both automatically recharge and resume the previous task. So because these vacuums are not random, they have a system that they use to clean your house. It's important that they remember what they did before they automatically recharged so that they can resume, and they both have that. They both have edge sweeping brushes for cleaning the edges. They both have a detangling technology. They both have cliff detection, so they're not going to fall off your stairs. You don't need to put the virtual wall barriers by stairs. They can sense it themselves. They both have a full bin indicator, and they both have a dirt spotting mechanism. They claim to know where particularly dirty areas of the floor are. So I think you have to give round 2 to the Roomba 980 because it is 5 times more powerful than the 960 and includes 1 extra virtual wall barrier. Moving on to the specifications. Now they're basically the same in many respects except for the cleaning time or the battery life. The Roomba 960 has 75 minutes and the Roomba 980 has 120 minutes, so quite a bit longer. Those numbers can vary depending on whether they're cleaning carpet or not, but that's been pretty much what people have been experiencing in the reviews. They are basically the same weight, they are exactly the same height at 3.6 inches, and they have basically the same bin size at 0.6 liters. The filter is exactly the same. It's an AeroForce high efficiency, 99% at 10 microns. So you have to give this round to the Roomba 980 because of the extra 45 minutes of battery life. Moving on to accessories. What's in the box? Basically, they have exactly the same things. A charging station, extra filters, extra brush, but the Roomba 980 does include 1 extra virtual wall barrier, which means that the 980 also takes round 4. So the final round is reviews. I went through a ton of reviews and tried to pick out any items that came up frequently enough for it probably to be an issue, whether that be good or bad. Starting with the good, both of them were praised for the new navigation system. People seem to generally like the new systematic mapping way that it cleans as opposed to the more random way of previous generations. Similarly, people were generally positive about its cleaning ability. Very few people were saying that it just didn't clean well or anything like that. It was mostly positive about cleaning. Now the cons are actually pretty similar too. Both of them were said to not always find the charging station after it's done. So it wouldn't be stuck or anything, it would just get kind of lost and not make it back to the charging system. Again, these are kind of the minority of reviewers, but there were enough to make a note of it. Some people suggested this was because it was interfered with or lifted up and it kind of got lost. But either way, a number of people did mention that it didn't always find its way back. Another thing that people mentioned frequently for both of these was that it had a small bin. You had to empty it quite a lot, but they were happy that it was cleaning so well, but it was considered a small bin. And that they both had optical problems with the color black. So if you have black carpet or a black rug or even a very dark room, the Roombas are going to have trouble with it with its new navigation because it thinks the black is a cliff and it doesn't want to fall off of it. Um, the 980 cons by itself, the new 980 was considered very, very loud, especially on carpet. It was as loud as an upright vacuum or up to twice as loud. This is because the 980 is more powerful. That might not be an issue if you're scheduling cleanings, but nobody mentioned, or very few people mentioned, sound with the Roomba 960. And with the 960 cons, there was a issue with the dustbin that a few people mentioned, not very many, but that the indicator would say that the dustbin was full and you would empty out the dustbin and it still would say it is full, and it really needed to be kind of cleaned off a little bit better in the interior in order to get it working again. Again, not a lot of people mentioned that, but enough people to make a note of it. The overall Amazon score is 4.4 for the 960 and 4.2 for the 980. So I think I'm going to have to give this round to the 960, if for no other reason, but it is a much quieter vacuum. But that means that the 980 has won the overall competition. It's got 5 times more power, it's got the extra virtual wall barrier, it's got 45 more minutes of battery life, and it's just generally a very cool looking vacuum. Links in the description to the official iRobot listings of both of these vacuums, and thanks for watching.